don't know, baby, when you hold me and kiss me slowly, it's the sweetest thing. Wow, that was a year ago. Even though I've made strides in my recovery, I still have a long way to go. I still have swelling, still have pain every now and then. I'm still going through rehabilitation, but I'm getting stronger. I'm getting better. So let's see how this whole thing started.
Okay, so after your trigger finger surgery, you developed quite a bit of pain and inflammation that is very, very unusual for that type of procedure. And despite ice and elevation and IV antibiotics, you clearly had infection involving not only the palmar aspect of the hand, but the dorsal aspect of the hand. So what we did is we took you back to the operating room and basically opened up your carpal tunnel and your flexor compartment, and we found a whole lot of inflamed tissue as well as fluid accumulation, which turned out to be an infection. Part of the problem with the flexor compartment is all of those tendons are around the median nerve, which can cause pain, common numbness, and tingling throughout the hand. So we had to very carefully debride those flexor tendons and remove all that inflammatory tissue in order for your median nerve to heal up. Unfortunately, you also had a similar problem involving the tendons on top of the hand, so we had to open those up as well. The synovitis isn't typically as bad on the dorsal aspect of the hand as it is on the volar aspect of the hand, but still, it's a quite tedious and arduous task to get all of that cleaned up. But you're doing great, and I'm glad that we got it done when we got it done.
As an operating room nurse, for the past 20 plus years, I have seen hundreds of trigger finger release surgeries. So my expectation for Christopher's surgery was for after 3 days for him to be back at work using his hand with no problem. Of course, he'll have a little pain here and there, but nothing to what he experienced. On day 4, I expected him to get up and go to work, but he was telling me that his hand was hurting. And I noticed that he had some swelling. So that made me a little curious about the progression of his surgery. So I started reaching out to a few of my colleagues and letting them know the progress of his hand. As the weeks went on and we went to a total of 3 post-op visits, we noticed that his hand was not getting any better. As well as I noticed the mental decline in him, meaning he was going through a lot of emotional stress behind not being able to use his hand. Christopher is an avid guitar player, so to watch him get frustrated and upset and not be able to close his hand, put on his clothes, buckle his belt, and even for the most part hold my hand was devastating. I watched him get very upset. I watched him become depressed, and I was very concerned about his well-being. The rehab journey for Christopher has been nothing short of amazing and absolutely hilarious. So, as a wife and the person that I am and the way I feel about Christopher, anything that's hurting him, I want to fix. I'm like that with the children as well. I just want to fix it. Let's move on. But I realized that I was fixing it a little bit too much for Christopher. One day I got up from working at night because I'm an operating room nurse at night, and I caught Christopher making his own breakfast. Now, something occurred to me at that moment that I was prohibiting him from progressing by doing everything for him. And I remember I said I had to help him get dressed. I had to help cook his food. I even had to bathe him a few times. So to watch him cook his breakfast after telling me his hand was hurting, because he would make this joke every time we asked him to do something. He's like, oh, my hand. So I saw him doing this, and I stepped back and I went back into the bedroom until he finished his breakfast. And then one day I was talking to his son, and I let the cat out the bag and said, yeah, I saw him fixing his own food. And he started to laugh. But that made me realize that I wasn't helping. So I stepped back. I'm also appreciative to Kathleen at the therapy center, who's really been on him. Together, we have been pushing him and making him believe that he can get better, that there will be a rainbow at the end of this tragedy. And I am so proud of him. I am so proud of the progress. It's the little things. To see the videos that he posts on social media, being able to pick up cotton balls or small marbles, it's amazing compared to where he started from. So I'm excited that with the laughter and the joking and pushing him and making things happier, a happier surrounding has helped his mental as well. We make an event out of therapy. We go have coffee together. We joke with the people next door to the therapy place about him going to coffee as his reward. Anything that's going to encourage him and to show him that his family is there. So I'm super proud of him, and I know we still have a little ways to go, but it's nothing like we started.
This is what my hand looks like today. It has the one stitch right here that was about 5 inches. And then this is the other side. The stitch goes all the way from here all the way to here. I still can't bend my hands fully like that. That's as far as they go. And when it comes to a fist, that's as tight as I can get it. But everything is going to be all right. Just got a little broken rhythm.